Being a young construction superintendent. So being young, especially as a superintendent, super scary, and you can either conquer or be conquered. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to win. So I'm going to tell you some things that you can't do as a young super, some things that you should be doing if you want to set up a great career, and how you can actually set up that career for the maximum amount of success. So if you're into that, stay with us because we're covering that right now. Okay, so I've covered a lot on this channel, the role of a superintendent. And also there are two books, one Elevating Construction Superintendents, and then Elevating Construction Senior Superintendents book 2 is coming out at least by July this year. So you have lots of information. You have that information on audiobooks. We have mirror boards. We also have books for foremen working with the superintendents. And there's so much by way of research and support and training for this position. You're probably already feeling overwhelmed. But if you're young, I got to get you set up on the right foot so that you can head in the right direction. Or if you're a trainer, please help spread this message and add it to your own wisdom so that we can help the upcoming generation. So I'm going to start by first saying what you don't do. So here they are. Number one, do not get in a string of bad projects as a superintendent. You cannot do that. I know it sounds silly, and I know you think that you are out of the control of this, but you're not. You could probably be on one bad project, but you can't be on 2 or 3, because then your brain will wire that way, expect that way, and you will start to get what's called learned hopelessness, which means that you don't think it can be any better, or you don't expect it to be any better. Do not be on bad projects. I had somebody reach out through LinkedIn the other day, which was great. I think he was an MEP or a commissioning professional, but he was like, hey, if the job site team is not serving up respect, I leave the table. I go find somebody else to work for. Now, some people might be like, oh, that's not loyal or whatever. Nope, that's not a thing. You need to be loyal to doing what's right. We are not loyal to multi-million, billion-dollar companies. We are loyal to ourselves, our God, our family, and what's right. We are not loyal to companies that could replace us tomorrow, okay? If you are on a bad project and they say we're going to get you on a second one, you've got to leave. You cannot do that because you will learn the same insane processes that caused the projects to go bad in the first place. Number 2, do not be in a rush. I cannot stress this enough. You have time, especially if you haven't been a field engineer. You've got to spend a good amount of time in your assistant superintendent role, planning and executing work, being a safety and a quality presence in the field, and really working with the craft. Because the field engineer experience, and I hope that you had that, and if you don't, spend time as an assistant super or a young super, the field engineer role allows you to become a builder, to do survey, to put embeds in place, to start to learn quality control, to really own safety, and to work with and respect the trades. We do not have enough respect in our industry today. We've got construction managers that don't know what they're doing, have never been in the field, are too preoccupied with administration and management, and they never ever get out and learn how to be a builder. So do not be in a rush. This is a long game. Spend the time, learn the skill, put the tools in your tool belt one by one, and then move on. Number 3, you cannot have a crappy mentor. So here are some warning signs. You got an old school superintendent, doesn't use technology, is all in the Taylorism, rush, push, panic people, administration, don't do good planning, don't create flow type of a superintendent. The answer is no, no, no. Do not do it. The answer is no. You cannot have a mediocre mentor that's coming out of his truck or it would never happen with her, but out of his truck with like an accident, banana peels all over the place, yelling at and treating the trades with disrespect, having the plan in his head, not communicating well, not holding people accountable, not knowing how to actually get ahead of things, and not creating a collaborative, well-built team. Like this type of, that's actually not the old school super. The old school superintendent, they had loyal teams, they knew what they were doing, they were builders, they had experience, they had experimentation. Like they were like the gods of this world, like the old dam builders, bridge builders that knew what they were doing. The new old school superintendent doesn't use tech, doesn't do any planning, just runs around, rushes and pushes and panic. You cannot have that kind of mentor. Do not have the wrong mentor. Go find someone who actually knows what they're doing. 4, do not ignore your training. You cannot just learn as you go. That's not how it works. Like the learn as you go, you'll learn how mediocrity does it as they go. How to write a mediocre RFI, how to review a mediocre submittal, how to create a mediocre schedule. These are the things that you're going to learn on the go. If you want to learn how to do it right, you've got to dedicate yourself and get the best training, the best coaching money can buy. So do not ignore your training on this path. And 5, do not go through this with a crappy mindset. Like do not start blaming people. Do not start using excuses that it's the supply chain. Do not diminish the younger generations. Don't go into construction and be like, this is just a job I get paid for. Come in with some passion, believe in people, and come to make a difference. So if you are one of those people that wants to come make a difference and you're committed to making a difference, I'll show you how to do it right now. Number 1, as a young superintendent, learn all field engineer techniques, at least chapter 1 through 8 in the construction surveying and layout manual, otherwise known as the field engineering methods manual. Learn those skills, grab that tool, put it in your tool belt. For the future, you're going to need it. Number 2, read How to Win Friends and Influence People. You will definitely want to know early on how to deal with people. Now, candidly, so there's a difference between who somebody really is and their brain and their cells, which is their ego, their false sense of self. How to Win Friends and Influence People will teach you how to deal with both and to really gather people and work with people along the way. That is a must. Number 3, read 2-Second Lean. It will get you into a lean mindset of continuous improvement and eliminating waste and daily habits, which will shape your lean culture. 4, I know this is a lot of reading, I'm sorry, but read How Big Things Get Done. I need to program into your mind early on the importance of planning, and that we have to have a 1/3 to 2/3 ratio when it comes to planning and executing. That book is going to sum it up clearly for you. You're going to love it. Number 5, read Built to Fail. This is going to do a couple things for you. Number 1, it's going to stretch you. Number 2, it's going to give you an entirely new paradigm. Number 3, hopefully it'll program you into production principles that will help you throughout the rest of your career, and it will elevate your thinking, because construction is not just about running around and pointing and fingers and panicking and doing weird things. It's about clearing the way. It's about understanding production science, and it's about really learning and grasping higher concepts. Number 6, and this is a big one, do not ignore me. Nope, I can already sense that you're trying to like kick against the pricks with this one. Stop it. I need you, please, 100,000,000% to start doing all of your schedules in a time by location format. If you do not do that, you're going to wire your brain wrong. You're going to start seeing things as Gantt charts or waterfall schedules or a CPM network, and you're going to completely ruin your neural pathways for the future when you have to start scheduling right and in the lean way. Number 7, and I love this one, focus on your area. If you're a young superintendent, you probably have an area. You've got to get in there and you've got to really do a good job making sure that you keep your area clean, safe, organized, that you are focused, that you 100% know that everything that you lead is stable regardless of how the overall project goes. A lot of people say, hey, I'm a young super, I listen to your content, J Money, I love it, but the job site isn't doing it. What can I do? You do it in your area. Number 8, learn how to plan. Do your pull plans. Do your quality pre-construction meetings. Make sure you're looking out ahead 6 weeks and at least a week ahead in your weekly work plans, and learn your planning process. Number 9, and this is one of the best ones, learn the quality process for your company, which typically goes from scope identification to the pre-mobilization meeting, pre-construction meeting, first in place mock-up, continuous inspections and final inspection. Whatever your process is, learn that. If you learn and implement the quality process and get trades through their planning, building, and finishing portions of their work, you can do absolutely wonderful things on your job site. Number 10, this is huge. Keep your area clean. I don't want your excuses for this. Yes, I'm about to ask you if you like and subscribe to this channel, so I should have done it before I made you mad. But please don't be mad. I'm talking perfectly beautiful clean floors, perfectly safe use of all of our protective equipment, especially PPE. I'm talking about organized, everything in its place, and everything has a place. If you do that, you'll start to wire your mindset to run a lot of really quality work in a balanced way on larger, or more complex portions of work. And two more. Number 11 is definitely connect with the workers on a daily basis. Shake their hands, ask them how they're doing, and truly care. And then the last one is also to win over your workforce. Make sure they have good bathrooms, good lunch area, they're treated with respect, communicated with daily, and that you have a kick-butt process or program for taking care of people. And these are the basics. I'm not going to give you too much more, but in the description below, I am going to give you a link to Elevating Construction Superintendents in case you want it, and I'm going to give you a Canva graphic for this that you can use to elevate your career as a young superintendent. On we go.